Here it is, the video you've all been waiting for. It's the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie special. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is officially happening. What can we expect? Let's get into it. Just give me 1 second. I burnt my Freddy Fazbear's pizza. I'm DrScreams. Welcome to my laboratory. The first FNAF movie made back its budget before even hitting theaters, becoming Blumhouse's biggest blockbuster of all time. Bigger than Megan, bigger than Halloween, way bigger than The Exorcist, and all of those were sequel-worthy. So yeah, you bet we're getting Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2. Ryan Rotten's gotta eat. Now let's dive into the deep dish deliciousness you've all been waiting for. All cheese, no crust. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 has got to be bigger, better, stronger, and faster than the original, which means even more animatronics. Otherwise, why even show up? What new animatronics will we get? We're not sure we know, but we can take a guess. Everyone's pretty sure we'll see the withered variants of the main 5 animatronics, including withered faceless Bonnie, withered Freddy, withered Foxy, withered Chica, and withered Golden Freddy. The widespread leaks of these characters, though, they were fake. They were fugazis. They weren't real. You were being lied to. But the withered characters will probably still show up. It's safe to say Mangle and Toy Bonnie will be coming along for this ride.
Well, hello there, stranger.
The first real FNAF 2 teaser photo shows Jim Henson's Creature Shop working on a miniature Mangle animatronic along with just a hint of Toy Bonnie. Other animatronics we might see include Ballora, a creepy ballerina who loves dancing jump scares, Innard, a terrifying endoskeleton made out of other animatronics who is part clown and part nightmare. Circus Baby, the official mascot of Circus Baby's Pizza World, who lures children to their doom with promises of ice cream cones. Scrumps likes an ice cream cone every once in a while, kids! And the Mimic, an experimental AI used to copy any movement it sees. We got just a hint of Ella in the first movie, a neglected Tea Party baby doll from hell who will likely be back to account for her days of neglect. That's pretty spooky ookie dookie, don't you think? Will any of these animatronics show up in FNAF 2? Maybe. But they're not the only new animatronics. Who else are we gonna see in this exciting sequel? Are you guys ready for this? Yes, the puppet is coming! His arrival was teased at the end of the first movie. Go back and look close. His signature catchphrase, "Come find me," is spelled out in a secret message while music from the FNAF 2 music box and menu is played. Who is the puppet? I know you guys know, but I don't. So follow along as I give myself a little history lesson. Also known as the Marionette, he's the main bad guy in the second FNAF game, sure, but he's also believed to be the ghost of Mike's brother Garrett, and will likely be the main villain in this upcoming sequel. Poor Garrett, first Vanessa steals his airplane and now this? No wonder he's mad and looking for revenge. He's just a kid! I need a taquito.
It must be Oleo clock.
Taquito! Yeah. Uh-huh.
The puppet ties directly into the theory that Mike and Garrett's father is a representation of animatronics co-creator and Fazbear Entertainment founder Henry Emily in the game. The guy working on the animatronics in the FNAF movie training video does look suspiciously like Mike and Garrett's father. That's him. That's definitely him. Don't tell me it's not him in the comment section. I'm not gonna believe you. We will see variations of the hugely popular main characters that were introduced in other game sequels. The Funtime variants may appear in Part 2. And it's speculated that the Glam Rockers are being saved for Part 3. There's plenty of franchise lore to pick and choose from. There are 10 main video games and plenty of spin-offs. They could pick and choose from any of them. We're going so deep into this pool, I'm starting to feel a little swiminated. What's that, Scrumps? What's it going to be about? We know you crusty little lab rats out there want that cheese and pepperoni. You're getting it right now. So, do we even know what it's about? FNAF fans can expect plenty of surprises as the storyline continues, and it will double down on the scares. Ah! This ain't your little brother Billy's FNAF. Prepare to be terrified. That really scared me. The FNAF sequel is rumored to follow the second game in the series, which introduces security guard Jeremy Fitzgerald, who works at a new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Did I say that right? Fizbear. Okay, we got it. New animatronics are unleashed, a police investigation is soon underway, and Freddy's is put on lockdown. The game's big twist reveals that it's actually 1987, and this is a prequel to the first game. Things aren't looking good for old Jeremy. The restaurant is condemned with a fresh location about to open on the horizon like Mojo's straight out of the oven. Let's break for science. A Mojo potato is cut in a circular fashion. A JoJo potato is cut in a wedge.
Mojo's on the mind all day.
Is Five Nights at Freddy's 2 going to be an 80s era prequel? Not so fast. FNAF 2 is sounding more like a direct continuation of the first movie with flashbacks interwoven throughout. Shut the pizza oven, it's ruining my shot! Gosh darn it, I'm getting ready to fire Scrumps. Matthew Lillard is signed for a trilogy. He will return as main villain William Afton, this time fully possessed as Springtrap. Are we going to see the true origins of this big bad daddy? Experience more of Garrett's abduction? And witness the bite of 87 and its aftermath? I know that's what all you kids want to see, isn't it? You want to see that poor old man get his lobe bitten off. Do you even know what the 80s were about? They were about Chuck E. Cheese and that's it. That's all that was going on in the 80s that you need to know about. But it sounds like the rest of the main cast is returning for what will be a proper sequel. They're not going full Temple of Doom on us just yet. So who's even in FNAF Part 2? Mike Schmidt survived his Five Nights at Freddy's. Josh Hutcherson is expected to return to continue this role alongside Piper Rubio as his sister Abby. William Afton's daughter Vanessa was last seen in a coma cliffhanger. It's expected that Elizabeth Lale, who plays Vanessa, will also return. Vanessa's coma could be used to flash back to events of the past. Perhaps we'll learn more about Garrett's kidnapping and what hand Vanessa had in the kid's demise. The video game Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted turns Vanessa into the bad guy, a twist many fans want to see her take in this sequel. But with her currently out of the game, so to speak, Vanessa's heel turn could be held for the third movie, bringing FNAF 3 its most gut-wrenching moment. Kinda like when you eat at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh my gosh, I feel like I ate a Buick. So we might have to wait a little while until we can watch Vanessa go full cuckoo bananas. Science break! A 1955 Buick Roadmaster was the car DrScreams got his license in. That's how old I am. I want some Panera bread. I'm hungry. Now many fans are wondering how FNAF 2 will be able to cut between a prequel and a sequel. They answered that question in the first movie. Mike's streams are a perfect place to explain game lore without tripping up the continuing timeline. They are geniuses. Pretty much everyone else we met in the first movie fell victim to Freddy and his pals, except for YouTube game theorist Matt Pat, who appears as a waiter with some strong food theories working at Sparky's coffee shop and Fine Foods. We could definitely see him again, whether you want to or not. I love Matt Pat. Who is Matt Pat?
Matt Pat can suck an egg!
And the post-credit scene teases the return of Corey Kinshin as the unfortunate taxi driver who gave Golden Freddy and Abby a ride back to the condemned pizzeria. We last saw Corey with Balloon Boy, a FNAF animatronic turned toy responsible for some of the movie's biggest jump scares. Balloon Boy is expected to return as well. He is a big part of the FNAF 2 game. The question is, will we see him in full animatronic form this time out, or will he stay locked in his small toy body? You got me on that one. Let's take a moment and think. Do we all hate Balloon Boy, or do we love Balloon Boy? Comment in the section below. Now let's talk about Markiplier.
Oh, yes!
So, you want to know what happened to Markiplier? Mamma mia, that's a spice of meatball! Hugely popular FNAF YouTuber Markiplier was MIA in the first movie. He was supposed to be the security guard who bites that big piss biscuit in the sky during the opening scene. A scheduling conflict kept Markiplier away from the set. He was too busy shooting his own video game movie called Iron Lung to join in on the fun. Okay. Markiplier has since hinted he'll make his FNAF big screen debut in Freddy's 2, and we're all excited for that. Director Emma Tommy, producer Jason Blum, and franchise creator Scott Cawthon have all teased his big screen debut as well. Well, that's not totally correct. Is it his big screen debut? He was in the Smosh movie. FNAF fans see his absence in the first movie as a blessing in disguise.
Why?
Now Markiplier can have a bigger role than originally planned. Will he play security guard Jeremy Fitzgerald? Or is that biting off a little bit more breadstick than he can chew? Can somebody get me a consultant on the phone? I don't know who any of these people are. I'm waiting. Wait a second. With Freddy's Pizzeria condemned, where's this new movie even going to take place? Let's talk about the grand reopening. Is condemned. The second game takes place at an older Fazbear's Pizza parlor that was condemned ages ago. We'll probably see that in the flashback sequence. But as for our current timeline heroes, will we see them fighting inside a sister location? Perhaps Circus Baby's Pizza World, or Fredbear's Family Diner. Maybe this sequel will get really weird and take us to Chica's Mazer-sized The Delicious Path to Fitness. Who wouldn't want to eat a slice of pizza while pedaling their exercise bike? Pedal by pedal.
You're fat.
We're not sure what surprises lie ahead, but we expect it will blow everyone's minds wide open. Ooh, there's something growing in that can over here.
Guys, is this Freddy Fazbear?
You all know what the bite of 87 is, right? Yay! It's believed the prequel aspects of the incoming sequel will finally show us the Bite of 87 and reveal the mysteries it contains. The notorious bite, its victim, and the animatronic responsible remain a mystery. With the second game taking place in 1987, many believed incoming security guard Jeremy Fitzgerald is the victim behind the Bite of 87. The main theory is that Jeremy Fitzgerald was bitten by Toy Bonnie in the forehead during his last shift. But will Blumhouse prove this theory true? Or will this be a canon blitz? I personally believe that the Bite of 87 is going to be the big cliffhanger in this movie. Blumhouse is planning a trilogy and everyone's invited. Applause, applause, applause. The Jim Henson Freddy costumes on display at HHN were a big draw for Universal Studios. It's expected the animatronics will have an even bigger and scarier presence at the theme park in the near future. Will Freddy and friends get their own pizza parlor inspired haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights? Yep, we're betting that. Now, on to the creatives behind the magic. Director Emma Tommy wants to stay in the director chair for the entire trilogy. She's not going anywhere, right? Right? FNAF creator Scott Cawthon, who helped write and produce the first movie, wrote an outline for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 quite some time ago. The sequel's plans are locked in place, but he's warned fans that he will deviate from pre-existing lore. So prepare yourself. This sequel is being touted as a real game changer.
I think it's gonna blow people's socks off.
Jason Blum will stay put in the producer's chair. Blumhouse won't lose this franchise without a fight. Even though I heard they kinda wanna give The Exorcist back to wherever they bought it from. Now let's address that El Chips Fiesta buffet meme. Not sure we're there yet. So kids, what did we learn today on our big Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie special? Did we learn anything? Let's get to it. FNAF 2 is definitely happening. It'll be a mix of past and present, serving both as a prequel and a sequel. There will be new animatronics. The main trio of Mike, Abby, and Vanessa will return. We'll probably see the Bite of 87. Director Emma Tommy is hoping to stay on for the entire trilogy. Markiplier will have a juicy role.
It's guaranteed.
The puppet will play alongside William Afton, giving us two villains for the price of one. Pizza, pizza! And we'll definitely see that pesky little balloon boy again. Gosh, he really is the Scrappy-Doo of this franchise, isn't he? Now, I know the big question I'm going to get when anybody sees me in the streets is, when can we watch Five Nights at Freddy's 2 for ourselves? The answer is, whenever Freddy allows.
Breaking news.
DrScreams, I have big news for FNAF fans. Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2 will be arriving in theaters fall 2025. That is all. Goodbye.
That's it for me. My shift is over. It's time for me to clock out. Goodbye. We are not a Fizbear Mockberry channel, no matter what your friends say. Judy Blumhouse is not a thing. Hey God, it's me, Freddy Fizbear. Now we're getting canceled.